In a world where everyone is racing to have the loudest voice, silence is often seen as weakness. Social media overflows with arguments, news cycles thrive on conflict, and even casual conversations become battlegrounds for validation. We've been conditioned to believe that the louder we are, the stronger we appear. Yet, amid this noise, an ancient truth echoes from the past. Silence is not a sign of defeat. It is a profound display of strength. Stoicism teaches us that silence is far from passive. It is an active choice, a deliberate act of self-control that preserves your energy, protects your peace, and sharpens your focus. Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic emperor, encapsulated this wisdom with his timeless words: "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." He reminds us that actions, not words, define our character. But how often do we let petty disputes and the need to defend ourselves pull us away from what truly matters? Think about the last time you found yourself explaining, justifying, or arguing over something trivial. Did it bring you peace, or did it leave you drained? Did it solve the issue, or did it amplify the noise? This is the paradox of our modern world. The more we try to make ourselves understood, the more misunderstandings arise. Stoicism offers us an alternative, a quieter, stronger path. But here's the real question: can you resist the urge to respond, to explain, to justify? Can you embrace the power of silence when the world demands a reaction? Silence isn't about avoidance or indifference. It's about mastery over your emotions, your words, and ultimately, yourself. This is the journey we'll embark on together. You'll discover why silence is not only a shield against external chaos, but also a tool for inner clarity. You'll learn how to wield it as the Stoics did, transforming moments of conflict into opportunities for growth. By the end of this exploration, you'll understand why silence is one of the greatest strengths you can cultivate in a noisy world. Let's begin. Silence is often misunderstood as passive or weak, but in the Stoic tradition, it is anything but. Silence is a shield, protecting us from the chaos of misunderstandings, emotional outbursts, and unproductive conflicts. When we choose silence, we are not surrendering, we are taking control. As Epictetus famously said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." Silence allows us to listen, not just to others, but to ourselves, and discern what truly matters. Imagine a heated argument where every word fuels the fire. Most people react impulsively, throwing words into the blaze without considering the consequences. But the Stoic remains calm, choosing silence over reaction. This silence isn't about conceding defeat. It's about stepping back and seeing the situation for what it truly is. It's about asking, is this battle worth fighting? Will my words make a difference, or will they be wasted? In many cases, silence speaks louder than any argument ever could. Silence also enhances discernment. In the noise of conflict, it's easy to lose sight of reason, to let emotions dictate our responses. But when we pause, when we choose silence, we create space for clarity. We allow ourselves to reflect and respond rationally rather than react impulsively. This aligns perfectly with the Stoic focus on rational decision-making, where emotions are acknowledged but not allowed to rule. Moreover, silence helps us separate what is within our control from what is not. In many conflicts, we cannot control how others perceive us or how they react to our words. But we can control our choice to remain silent, to preserve our energy for battles that truly matter. Silence, then, is not a retreat, but a strategy, a way to focus on what aligns with our values and let go of what does not. In embracing silence, we embody the very essence of Stoicism: self-mastery, reason, and the wisdom to prioritize what is essential. It is through this lens that we begin to see silence not as a void, but as a powerful tool for navigating life's challenges. In our modern, fast-paced society, silence is often misunderstood. To many, it signifies weakness, submission, or a lack of confidence. The unspoken rule seems to be that strength is measured by how loudly and assertively you can defend yourself. But the Stoics saw silence differently. To them, it was not a retreat, but a powerful demonstration of self-control and inner strength. Seneca's words remind us of this perspective. Sometimes, even to live is an act of courage. If merely existing with dignity in a chaotic world requires courage, how much more so does the choice to remain silent amidst provocation? Silence disrupts the expectations of those who seek to provoke or manipulate. In an argument, people anticipate a reaction, a defense, or a counterattack. When that reaction doesn't come, it unsettles them. Silence challenges the ego-driven narrative that everything must be addressed, explained, or justified. It denies the other party the satisfaction of engaging in a battle that drains your energy and disturbs your peace. This misinterpretation of silence stems from a society that places immense value on outward displays of power and validation. Speaking up is seen as proof of authority, while silence is dismissed as passivity. But the Stoics recognized that the loudest voices are often the most insecure. True strength lies in the ability to choose when to speak and when to withhold your words, knowing that silence is often the more powerful response. At the heart of this misunderstanding is the human ego. The ego craves acknowledgement and validation. When someone questions or challenges us, the ego demands that we defend our honor, explain our choices, or prove our worth. This instinct is deeply ingrained, but it often leads to unnecessary arguments and emotional turmoil. The Stoics encourage us to rise above this impulse. Epictetus taught that external provocations have no power over us unless we allow them to. "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters," he said. By choosing silence, we refuse to give others control over our emotions. The Stoic approach to conflict is not about avoiding confrontation, but about mastering it. Reacting impulsively often escalates situations, while silence diffuses them. It allows us to assess the situation objectively and decide whether engaging is even worth our time. Silence, then, is not a sign of weakness, but of profound self-discipline and emotional intelligence. It is a reminder that true power comes from within, not from external validation. To the Stoics, silence was a tool of immense strength. It wasn't merely the absence of words, but a deliberate choice that reflected mastery over one's emotions and reactions. Epictetus's words, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters," encapsulate this philosophy. Choosing silence, especially in the face of conflict or misunderstanding, demonstrates control over impulses and a deep commitment to preserving inner peace. Silence is most effective when used strategically. Imagine a heated argument where accusations are hurled and emotions run high. Most people instinctively react, feeding the flames with explanations, defenses, or counterattacks. But the Stoic, understanding the futility of such exchanges, opts for silence. This silence is not passive. It is a conscious decision to disengage from chaos and protect one's peace. In practical terms, the strategic use of silence involves assessing the situation before responding. Is this conflict worth your energy? Will your words bring clarity, or will they only escalate the tension? The Stoics remind us that not every battle is worth fighting. By choosing silence, you conserve your energy for what truly matters and avoid being drawn into unnecessary drama. The application of silence also extends to misunderstandings. When others misinterpret your actions or intentions, the urge to explain yourself can be overwhelming. But as the Stoics teach, your peace of mind is not dependent on how others perceive you. Silence in these moments is an act of self-respect. It signals that you do not need external validation to affirm your values or decisions. The Stoics themselves modeled this principle. Marcus Aurelius, as an emperor, faced constant criticism and opposition, yet he rarely engaged in petty disputes or public defenses. His writings reflect a deep commitment to focusing on what he could control, his actions and character, rather than wasting energy on the opinions of others. In daily life, silence can be a powerful tool for maintaining harmony in relationships and professional environments. For instance, when faced with a colleague's unjust criticism, responding with silence rather than defensiveness can shift the dynamic. It forces the other person to confront their own words and often reveals their intentions more clearly than an argument ever could. Ultimately, the Stoic approach to silence is about reclaiming your power. When you choose not to react, you take control of the situation and your emotions. Silence becomes a statement of strength, a shield against external chaos, and a testament to your unwavering commitment to inner peace. It is through this deliberate practice of silence that we embody the essence of Stoic wisdom. Silence is not merely the absence of words, but the deliberate choice to pause, reflect, and prioritize inner peace over impulsive reactions. Practicing silence, especially in a world driven by instant responses, demands discipline and intentionality. By incorporating Stoic principles into daily life, we can transform silence into a powerful tool for self-control, wisdom, and resilience. One of the simplest yet most profound practices is pausing before speaking. In emotionally charged situations, the urge to respond immediately can be overwhelming. We feel compelled to defend ourselves, correct others, or assert our perspective. However, the Stoics teach us that impulsive reactions often cloud judgment and escalate conflict. By taking a moment to pause, we create space for rational thinking and allow our emotions to settle. This practice, though simple, requires great self-discipline. In the words of Marcus Aurelius, "You always own the option of having no opinion. There is never any need to get worked up or to trouble your soul about things you cannot control." Choosing silence in such moments is an act of strength, not weakness. Daily mindful reflection is another vital practice. At the end of each day, take a few moments to evaluate your interactions. Were there moments when silence could have served better than words? Did you engage in a conversation or conflict that left you drained or frustrated? Reflecting on these experiences helps us recognize patterns in our behavior and equips us to handle similar situations more wisely in the future. Over time, this practice fosters greater self-awareness and reinforces the habit of thoughtful communication. The Stoics also emphasize focusing on what truly matters. Engaging in every argument or conflict is not only exhausting, but also counterproductive. Before speaking or acting, ask yourself, is this issue aligned with my values and virtues? Will addressing it contribute to the greater good, or is it a distraction? By prioritizing meaningful battles and letting go of trivial concerns, we conserve our energy for what truly matters. This practice aligns with the Stoic principle of living in accordance with nature, pursuing only what is within our control and contributes to our purpose. Embracing these practical practices transforms silence into a shield against unnecessary conflict and a gateway to deeper wisdom. It teaches us to pause, reflect, and focus, ensuring that our words and actions are intentional and aligned with our values. Through this disciplined approach, we reclaim our power and cultivate the inner peace that is at the heart of Stoic philosophy. The true strength of silence lies in its ability to cultivate resilience, clarity, and self-mastery. In a world filled with distractions and noise, silence offers a sanctuary, a space where we can retreat, reflect, and reconnect with what truly matters. For the Stoics, silence was not a passive state, but an active practice, a means of transcending external chaos and focusing on the inner self. Silence builds resilience by fostering mental clarity and emotional stability. When we choose silence in the face of provocation, we break free from the cycle of reactive behavior. Instead of being swept away by anger, frustration, or fear, we anchor ourselves in rational thought. This practice not only strengthens our ability to remain calm under pressure, but also enhances our capacity to make sound decisions. As we develop this skill, we become less affected by external circumstances and more rooted in our own values and principles. Silence also allows us to transcend the distractions of the world and focus on the bigger picture. In the Stoic view, much of life's turmoil arises from our preoccupation with things beyond our control. By embracing silence, we redirect our attention inward, focusing on what we can influence, our thoughts, actions, and attitudes. This shift in perspective helps us see challenges as opportunities for growth rather than threats to our peace. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Silence empowers us to navigate these obstacles with grace and wisdom. On a deeper level, silence is an act of trust in the rational order of the universe. By choosing not to react impulsively, we demonstrate our faith in the Stoic belief that everything happens for a reason and that we have the strength to endure and overcome any challenge. This trust liberates us from the need to control or manipulate every situation, allowing us to live with greater equanimity and purpose. If you've made it this far, comment, "My peace is my power," to declare that you refuse to waste your energy explaining yourself to those who thrive on chaos or misunderstanding. Remember, your worth isn't up for debate, especially with those who are committed to distorting your truth. Thank you for watching. If this message resonated with you, give this video a like and subscribe for more Stoic insights on protecting your peace and reclaiming your power. Share this with someone who needs to hear that their value isn't tied to others' opinions. Stay calm, stay strong, and as always, keep growing. See you in the next one.